Welcome everybody to this week's short-term rentals, do's and don'ts, and
Shake my head moments.
shake my head moments. Hope everybody's having a great week. We are Mark and Annette Steer. We are your host. And today we're going to tell you how does Jiffy Pop and our first condo, short-term rental condo that we purchased in Gatlinburg, what do they have to do with one another?
They have everything to do with this shake my head moment for today.
Shake my head moment for today. So here's the deal. Back in 2014, I'm going to state this first. Nobody was hurt. Thank the good Lord above. But there was a condo fire. We purchased a condo in Gatlinburg. It was at the Summit in Gatlinburg, and the condo, there was a fire in one condo, and it ended up burning down the other condo, or the whole building actually. So in 2016, the HOA decided that they were just going to go ahead and level that building, and they ended up building a brand new building amongst all these condos that were built, or all these other buildings that were built in 1984. So this is a brand new structure. So Annette and I were very fortunate to go ahead and purchase a studio condo that was just roughed into the drywall. We had to do everything else. And what sold us on that condo?
Well, for one, it was the views. Every condo in that building had a balcony that looked out onto spectacular mountain views. You could see downtown Gatlinburg. You could see the Ober-Gatlinburg tram going up to Ober-Gatlinburg. It just had the views first and foremost, and then of course the floor plan was it was a studio, small, but it was cozy, and it had a lot of potential for a great overnight rental.
Yeah, and Annette had a hard time at first figuring out, well, how are we going to do this? And then she started figuring it out. She went home, she drew up the whole floor plan, and she figured it out. So she did a great job. But what's that have to do with Jiffy Pop? So here's the thing. We did a little research.
Yes, yeah. And through talking with the property management, we had found out that the previous owner had an accident in that condo in regards to in the preparation of doing the Jiffy Pop popcorn. And as we're kind of dating ourselves, but as we all know, it is all wrapped in foil, and it has a metal handle on it, and it is not meant for the microwave. But this particular owner did not read those directions, put it in the microwave, and unfortunately it caught on fire. As he was trying to get it out of the microwave, he grabbed a hold of the handle and
burnt his
hand and threw it on the couch. And from there, it just everything just turned into flames. And good thing is no one got hurt except for the previous owner handling the hot pan, but other than that, everybody else was fine. Yeah. They did have to go ahead and just start from scratch in that whole building because of structural issues due to the fire. And so it was a blank slate when we ended up getting into the condo, and that allowed us to be able to start with something new.
Yep. So we had like Annette said, a complete blank slate. And we ended up going ahead and move forward with the purchase. And we sent it through our title company, and it took a little bit longer for us to get into that condo and purchase it, because here we ended up finding out that the person that, the owner, bought it with two additional people. That they were a couple, and they bought it with two additional people. And unfortunately, what our title company learned was the husband of the couple ended up passing away. So they again did a little bit more research, and they ended up having to get a death certificate, and they also had to have the woman that was the owner as well sign off on it that she was good with this gentleman going ahead and selling it. And this, rightfully so, this gentleman did not want anything to do with that condo because, you know, it had a lot of good memories, but that was a bad memory that he just couldn't get over. So we were fortunate enough to go ahead and get in, and we did everything in that condo, and we were really very fortunate to find some very good trades that were experts in their field, and we customized this whole condo. And then about a year later, we ended up selling it, but we put it on an Airbnb. And we did extremely well. Annette and I both, we managed it, but we cleaned it. We did all the turns ourselves. And I believe our first year we made over $25,000 in gross rentals. Now this was only for 2 people, and it was a studio, and it had a platform bed and everything else. And we loved this condo, but we knew that we're in the business to buy and sell, and that's what we ended up doing. So we ended up selling the condo, and the couple that bought it from us, they asked us to manage it. So we managed that for several years after the fact. And that condo has been sold. We were the realtors to sell it at that point because, unfortunately, the owners that bought it, the husband passed away, and she asked if we could go ahead and sell it for her. But she did very well on her investment. She almost doubled her money. I believe she actually doubled her money at that point. So today, that leads us to today's do's and don'ts. So go ahead, Nick.
So what you do want to do is find yourself a realtor that can help you do the research on a prospective property that you're looking at. A realtor will be crucial in answering a lot of questions, finding out some history on the property, all of those things, as well as connecting with a good title company that can do the research and find out things such as who is on the deed, if it's more than one owner. Those are all crucial things in a transaction, and a realtor can help you along the way with those issues and items.
Absolutely. And definitely a good title company. Completely agree with that. And Annette and I just so happen to be realtors for eXp Realty in the Great Smoky Mountains. So if anybody is looking for a short-term rental or just advice, we're here. We can help. And today's don'ts is don't ever put Jiffy Pop in a microwave. It will catch on fire. And that is a shake my head. Again, the gentleman was fine, and he did very well at the very end and was able to sell it. But definitely don't ever put anything that's metal in a microwave, because that's what could happen.
And don't put it in as an item for a guest to use either in their
yes. Please
stick with the regular.
Stick for microwavable popcorn, everybody. Microwavable popcorn. And with that, that is this week's Shake My Head Moments and Do's and Don'ts. And this is Mark and Annette Starrett, your host. And we hope you all have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Take care, everybody.